I never knew what would happen in a day. I might be looking out the window, and a friend might...
Good evening, this is Brough Perkins, your friendly neighborhood psychic. Back again after a couple of weeks away. I wasn't on vacation, folks. I wish I was. I wish I had been. But I was a little under the weather. And of course, as always, I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Suzanne Walsh, fellow psychic. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, bro.
Howdy, howdy. Well, we were chit-chatting a little bit earlier, and as a couple of psychics like we are, we're like, what did you say on the phone? You said, where are the dead? Where are they? Where are the dead?
Oh, where are they? Yeah.
Which is a very
Where
funny thing
are
for a
they?
professional psychic. Where are they anyway? So
Well,
I
you
work-
get a lot of different descriptions, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the person and different books we read and things like that. Is that a Star Wars mug?
Oh.
Like one of those, a Jabba the Hutt or something?
You mean to say you noticed my Jabba mug, Jabba the mug? Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
It's
something
giant.
I picked up
Yeah,
in the
you love
dump.
those things. Your Ghostbuster shirt. What's on your hat is also
Yeah, that's a ghost too. Well, because
a
the theme
ghost.
is where do they go? Where the heck do the ghosts and the dead people? And what's the difference between the ghosts and the spirits?
I think that's an important point. What's the difference between a ghost and well, ghosts are just people, you know.
Yeah.
I never quite understood the scary part, except for that that's how ghosts have always been portrayed, you know, unless it's the movie Ghost, in which it's somebody's lover or friend that's passed
Patrick
away who's a
Swayze ghost
ghost.
would be nice. He'd be. I feel like everyone would welcome him. You know, for
Mm,
Swayze's
those
ghost,
kind of
especially
ghosts.
back in the
But I
day.
mean, the dead people that we channel usually are not ghosts, you know,
No.
on a regular day to day. They're people's loved ones that are not, I don't know what, you know, you could define ghost however you like, but they're, I'll leave that up to you. But they're people that are just, seem to me just have stepped onto the other side, you know?
I did get a ghost in a reading once, on the phone no less. So I started reading for this lady, I want to say she was out in Oakville. And I'd never read for her before, as far as I recall. And I'm like, I started to see kind of these darker images in my mind, spooky. It felt like a house in the late afternoon when all the lights are off. There's still some outside light, but nobody's home. And I saw a shadow of a man kind of pacing around. And I got
Oh, the shadow.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I got a kind of a spook feeling. And I said to her, I don't mean to, start your reading off on a sour note here, but I think there's like a ghost there. She goes, bro, I know you don't want me to tell you anything, but I have to say, I had a tenant in my basement who died last week from a drug overdose. And he was a young man like you're describing. And so for the first 10 minutes of the reading, we had to have her go downstairs, and I walked her through a process of how to talk to him and help him transition and let go. So that was just
And
one
did
day
he
of the
go,
office.
did he go away?
Yeah, he did. He did. And she had actually reported, funnily enough, that even though she didn't write about him in her list of questions before the reading, she had been hearing noises, boxes moving, like thumps, a groan or a grunt here and there as well for like the last few days. So, yeah, so it showed up. And of course, I've done haunting investigations, one of which famously with your daughter, Amanda.
Right. And then much about ghosts.
Much about
So,
ghosts.
but where did he go is the question of the day.
That's a
He's
great
gone into the,
segue. I wasn't even going to merge those two topics. Hey, you're a professional, Suzanne. My God.
you
Okay.
got it.
Well, like, have you ever, when you were doing a reading for a client, seen visions about the surroundings of the spirit person's environment?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Some more than others, and you know sometimes you think it's so like here that they're hearkening back to a place here, but in fact they could be there, a recreation, from what I understand, of the place. And most recently, somebody stepped. It looked like she stepped from one garden right into another garden when she died, and that was the message she was sending. And I was like, okay, well, how is that going to, I didn't know how it was going to translate to the listener.
And did the
But it,
client recognize anything about gardens in particular with that?
yeah, yeah, she loved gardening. She had a garden. All that was there. But for me, the interesting part was that she was in another garden. It wasn't a memory. It wasn't a, wasn't the same vision you get when somebody's showing you what they like.
How did you differentiate between those two things? Like from
Oh,
the
that's a
spirits?
that's
Yeah.
that's a good question. Um, yeah, because it's just it was with her. It wasn't projected. Oh wow, I just got that now. Isn't that interesting? It was with her. It was the scenery that became around her. It seemed like sometimes I see someone in a lawn chair, and I always find that kind of like, what? They have lawn chairs?
Right. They have lawn chairs. They have clothes. Some of them. So yeah, that's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. That okay. So let me try and find a way to translate this if I can for the viewer. I mean, is the difference between having it projected versus having her show you where she is sort of like you're looking through a window or a portal at where she is now versus someone showing you something on their Facebook about a vacation they
Well,
took?
oh, yeah, because they're not in the picture when they show you.
I have noticed that too now that you mention it. Oh my gosh.
When they're showing, I didn't even put it together till just this second that they're not in the picture when they show you, like, oh, they had a garden. You might see, or oh, they love to do this. They'll show you often what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, they love to, bake or something like that, whatever it is.
Well,
They'll show you themselves doing it.
that's so weird
But
and
but it's
true.
not the whole thing. It's not like with the oven and everything, right? That would be where they were.
Well, okay, yeah, that is true because I had one case of a gentleman whose stepson had passed away, and I said to the gentleman suddenly, toward the end of the reading, it was pretty good reading, but I wanted a zinger, something to really
Yeah.
prove. And as we're wrapping up, I said I keep seeing a couple of girls, like three girls on a trampoline, and then bacon wrapped steak. And I said I know it's called filet mignon, but the spirit of your stepson wants me to be wraps. Anyway, the man goes quiet and he says, "Bro, I'm sitting in my office having this reading on the phone with you right now, and I'm staring at my three daughters jumping on a trampoline outside, and we have filet mignon defrosting. I'm going to grill them right after." Again, the spirit was not in the image, but he was showing me about
No.
that he's visiting his family on Earth, and that was a big one. And then there was this client who, another man, this was a father whose own son had passed away, and the whole reading was just descriptions of three cottages on a piece of property with some horse
Oh,
stables and this older lady, and how your son's with his grandma, but maybe it's his great grandma. Long story short, my client at the end, I said, "I'm so sorry. I keep seeing all this stuff about where he's at, but I know you probably want to know about how he comes to visit you on Earth." He goes, "Bro, it was perfect because my questions on my paper," and he showed me on camera in this particular instance. He goes, where is my son? How is he? What's he doing over there? And
hmm.
furthermore, my grandmother, which would have been his great grandmother, had a property in Scotland, and she had three cottages on it, one for herself, two for her sons, and a horse stable on that property. And that is definitely going to be what's been recreated. So I described it exactly, down to something
His
like the
grandmother,
bush.
the guy's grandmother.
The guy's
Yeah.
grandmother, which would be his son's great grandma. I mean, so again, these instances where we get a glimpse into where they are in the spirit world, it appears to be like Earth, but idyllic. I've never noticed any kind of decay, or it's very unusually beautiful. Would you agree with that as well?
Yeah, I remember one person making a tiki hut now that it's come up. I was building a tiki hut like in the sort of back area of where they were. And people have shown me not so much where they were, but they're carrying on with some kinds of work.
Activities,
Certain
work.
people, yeah, some kind of work. And I think there was one person who was learning how to play an instrument that they had wanted to learn how to play.
And so you'd say that to your client, and the client goes, "My gosh, they never did, but they wanted to." What was that, like a
Yeah, yeah,
ukulele or
yeah,
some
yeah,
kind of
like
little
that.
string
Yeah,
instrument?
yeah, yep, yeah, something like that.
Okay, that's interesting. We have some calls. Maybe they come with some dead people, so let's find out. We're going to bring a couple of people in.
It's just like funny escorts.
We're going to bring a good friend of the show, Joyce Aldrich, on, and let's see Joyce's lovely face. And by the way, guys, if you're calling in, please don't be shy to turn your cameras on, only because it's fun, it's interesting. If you don't want to, that's okay too, but do try.
I
Hi,
really want to get
Joyce.
my cup of tea.
Hi. I
Hi.
want How you doing, you guys? I want to recount something that happened to me yesterday, actually. I just wanted to share it with you.
Mhm.
Um, a friend of mine I found out had passed away, and he has some artwork in his place. And I, I had said to the lady who was his assistant, I said, I just came out of me. I said, he's moving things around. And she said, yeah. She said, I was sitting here a couple of nights ago, and she talked about how she was sitting with somebody, and this thing started moving around, and it happened a second time. And then I was standing there in the shop. He's got all kinds of stuff in there, and I turned to one of the things. I said, "How much is that lamp?" And I said, "It's probably a gazillion dollars." She turned it over. It's $199. I said, "I have to buy that lamp." And she says, I just moved that lamp away from his desk. And he used to love to come into the store at night and turn all the lights off and sit there and smoke his cigar by that lamp. And there's all kinds of stuff in there. It's a tobacco shop with all kinds of artwork and paraphernalia, all kinds of stuff. But so I'm buying the lamp. I'm going to put it up next to my bed. But I said, you're going to smell smoke around here too. And I had painted a portrait of him. And when I walked into the store, I didn't know he had passed away. I saw the portrait of him that I had painted, and it was sitting there. And they said they didn't have a picture of him, and then they realized they had the portrait I had painted, and they put it in front of the store. It was just a really beautiful feeling because we're so much more than you know flesh and blood, and it was just a great confirmation.
That's phenomenal. And just for fun, was the lamp kind of an oversized vase, kind of antique with kind of a cylindrical drum shade and more of an orangey or goldy color, or is that just in my head for some reason?
A little bit in your head, but when you start putting no, no, when you start putting your arms up,
Hmm.
I thought, oh, he's got it. Because what it is, it's a figurine, a woman figurine in brass, and the lights go out, two lights on either side.
Oh, I
It's just,
see. So she's kind of, yeah, one of those Art Deco
exactly
kind of,
like that. Exactly. So I
yeah.
thought, he's got it. He's got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and it's
cool.
brass. So that would be the orangey shade you're seeing. See, there's no shade to it, but it's an amazing lamp. It's an antique. It's gorgeous. And, well, I'm going to own it. So anyway, but I just kind of want to know if there's anything I can know about Marty, like he passed away about a month ago, just around Passover. So I don't know. Maybe you got something?
Good, good. Okay. I'll tune in. I'll see if I get anything. And Suzanne, please feel free as well. So we'll see. This might take a moment.
Okay.
Is there a Jean or Janine connected to him at all?
I don't know what his my wife's name is, so I couldn't actually
Just
say.
remember Jeannie or, yeah, something like that. That's going to be important. Maybe you'll call back with confirmation next time because that's important to him. Um, I keep seeing a kitty cat. I don't understand because he might actually be showing me your cats, like he's actually with you right now. It's not clear. Um,
Was there like antiques there? Like
Oh
in the
yeah.
store full of antiques?
There are antiques and artwork, and some of it's vintage artwork, some of it's, more. There's all kinds of stuff in the humidors. He eats pipes because it was a tobacco shop. So, but he,
Okay.
he was an artist and a musician. So there's, you know,
I
it's
see like a scrolly kind of thing.
hmm, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's like an artwork with just fancy framing, you know what I mean? Can be like
Okay.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be. I'll
Or
have to go look.
ornate. There's a lot of ornate.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Really eclectic mix for a tobacco shop.
Oh yeah, because when we were going to dust off the painting, because he had let so much dust grow in there, those shave those brushes for shaving. He had a giant one, like about 6 to 8 inches long. So we took that and we brushed we brushed the dust off the painting with it. It was kind of funny. Yeah, talk about eclectic, eh?
I
Is
don't
the
know.
Yeah.
painting framed? Is the
My
painting
the
framed?
artwork
Yeah.
that I did, no, it's not framed. It's not framed because I do my artwork is usually well that artwork no, it was painted all around the frame
This
Oh
is
yeah,
around.
similar
okay.
to the lamp. I have a feeling he's showing us other things or things that he thinks should happen or things he had meant to have happen too. And the 12 years, and there's kind of an apologetic feeling that I get from Marty in the sense of like, hey, so we should have kept in touch more often, kind of thing. And they're showing me like 12 years in particular, or since 2012. Does that resonate at all, Joyce? And you're such a great client. I don't want you to bend over too far to make this work, but
Well, no, I think I lived in the area since about that time, to be honest, before just actually since yeah, since around that time is when I moved into the area, and it was
because the
just shortly
feelings like
after
there's
that
there's
I
and
bumped
this
into
could be
Marty.
indicative of his character too. It's like the feeling, in 12 years you think we'd have gone out for lunch more often or something. You know what I mean? Or gone to dinner more often. He's kind of apologetic in
Yeah.
this sense.
Yeah, 'cause yeah, he wanted me to come and sing at the store a few times because he played piano and he was having some jazz nights and stuff, but I never did go over, and for some reason, I don't know. I was in a, I don't know. There were a lot of, yeah, we should have done more. We should have done more. I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sort of apologetic,
Oh,
but
so
he's
there's a, yeah,
hmm
there's a bit. It's because I
He's a
was,
lovely, lovely person, a friend, like he's just like a friend, not because he's married. He's,
what's that, Suzanne? What were you saying?
I just got it like a stage, but it was like a theater though, with the little curtain thing. So it's got a performance gene.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, he's a saxophonist and a pianist and great, yeah, great jazz player. Used to
Wow.
play a lot in the clubs. Yeah.
Joyce, I
Hmm.
have to come on your show again soon, and I wanted to tell you I had two different clients in 2 weeks that said they had heard of me only through your show. So thank you in advance for
That's
connecting us.
wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah, you and Suzanne. I want to get you two on, Suzanne, because we've got stuff to talk to as well about as well. So, yeah, let's line that up quickly. Let's sooner the
Yeah.
quicker.
The Joyce
Yeah,
Aldrich
Okay,
Show.
great.
And you do arts, entertainment, and paranormal. You were the UFO lady back in the day, weren't you, Joyce?
that's right. That's what. Yeah, it sure was.
What's the
Yeah.
UFO lady? I don't know about this. What is that?
Well, I'm a contactee since I was a little kid, probably back into so I was since I was a baby. But I remember it when I was 6 years old, going up in a craft, and I have a very vivid dream about that, like memory, and I have had subsequent contact as well. Um, then going up and just I'm kind of waiting for the signal to get turned on when because we're going to have disclosure. I think this year, I really do think something's going to break this year. I really do believe that. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we'll be covering it. I'm sure we'll do an episode.
2025 is a huge year. Yeah. But you've got to come on the sh yeah, so yeah, I was the UFO lady and I went on and told people I was an alien. So on the Hannah Carter's show on the Fifth Estate, she said, "So you're an alien?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Does your mother know this?" I said, "Well, she's an alien too."
Oh my
So
God.
I was on the Dee Dee Petty show,
I
and
saw you on
lots of
Deanie Petty back in the 90s.
saw that one.
I saw you there,
Okay.
and yep.
And so they were receptive, sort of.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely receptive. And as a matter of fact, Hannah told me after, she said her son has experiences. And I said, yeah, I said, a lot of people do, and a lot of kids, especially. So she was quite interested in doing the special. It was a 20 minutes. It was just quite dramatic. And they had called me about 10 years ago and said, "Do you still believe what you said and everything?" I said, "Absolutely, I do." And he said, because it's one of our better pay-per-views. So I said, okay, keep running it. I'm not going to back off on that. So yeah.
Oh,
So
wow. Interesting.
because we're made of stardust, and we're not originally from here. We're like colonizers of Earth in a lot of ways. You know,
Well,
we
that
we're
explains a few things. That certainly explains a few things around here.
No, we're mixed breed. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we have genes on other planets. We're genetically connected somewhere else too. All of us,
Yep.
all not just me. But yeah, you on the program. So, oh well, Suzanne, I have a question for you about.
Hmm.
I know you probably maybe you know or you don't know. With the abductee contactee stuff. There's a lot of activity in the Ottawa area. That's where I had it mostly. Do you have any insight at all for me? Any kind of if there's going to be disclosure this
We're
year
still
or
trying to figure out where the dead people go. Don't start up with aliens on us here, Joyce. We're just
Yeah, really. I was like,
on now.
what do you mean by disclosure exactly?
Well, basically, so that the people don't call me doolally, and all of us who say we have seen and we have been in touch with, this other life form, and the fact that the government has landed crafts, they have been in touch with extraterrestrials, so to speak, and that they're here, they're here. They walk among us, and they look like us. A lot of them look just like us. And I just want to know if that's going to be disclosed to the public because so
I don't
far,
think so, Joyce. Not
not this
this
year.
year. Not this year. However, there's always bits and pieces, you know?
Yeah.
There's always next year, always tomorrow. But I think it's in bits and pieces, you know? It's not going to be
Yeah.
like one. I know what you when you say disclosure, it's like, ta-da, that was all a big lie, and now here's the truth. That's not going to happen.
or here's a live
No.
feed. We got CNN in the hangar. Here's the UFO we have. That's what we want. But I agree with Suzanne. I don't think we're going to get that anytime too soon. And just an interesting note, Suzanne. Whenever you talk to callers, you kind of embody things about them that maybe they're not conscious of, but I get messages after the show like, oh my God, she used the same expression as my mother. You don't normally sing when you talk to the callers, and with Joyce, you start, oh,
No.
tomorrow, tomorrow. And of course,
Oh,
Joyce is a singer and her mother's a
oh,
singer.
right.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's true,
That's,
bro.
that's
I
really
don't
cool.
notice half the time I do these things.
Well, there you go. You see, I
Yeah.
bring out the music in you, girl. Anyway,
Oh,
thanks.
that's a whole other song.
Well,
I got
we'll,
the
we'll,
music
we'll,
now.
I always
I
play music
wish.
on the show, so when you come on, I'll pick some music that'll suit you, and it'll be great.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks
Oh,
about Marty, and I'm sure he's okay on the other side. He's actually he's having fun right now, I think. He had a heart attack. He went fast, but I think he's in his shop, definitely in his
Or
shop.
maybe a lounge with the curtains. That's what Suzanne saw. So yeah, find out who Jeannie
a
is and let us know
stage.
next week.
Oh, Gene or Gene. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check with his assistant. Maybe that's his wife's name.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Joyce.
How,
We've got another caller on the line. Were you going to say something, Suzanne?
I was just going to ask how old he was.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think he was 60s or something. We're going to bring Monaj and Ona on and see if we have a link here. Hi, Monaj. Hi, Ona.
Is that two people?
I'll pick some music that'll suit
Well,
you.
oh, Monaj, you've
Right.
got the live stream playing in the background.
I'm
You
sure
have to
he's
stop the
on the
Facebook
other
and
side.
focus on the Zoom call
He's
only.
actually he's having fun right now, I think.
All right, Monaj, I'm going to mute you for the moment. But you've got your live stream on, so you've got to close the Facebook live stream, but focus on your Zoom call on your phone. Okay, so we're going to ask you to unmute once more. Otherwise, we'll go to another caller and we'll bring you back on after. This happens
I love
sometimes.
that picture, though.
Yeah, it's a great picture. That's true. The viewers can't see it yet, though.
Oh,
Yeah, hi.
Hi
Sorry about
hi.
that.
there.
I had my Facebook on and was waiting for this for you to allow me in the Zoom room.
Nice to see you, my friend. You're a first-time caller, I believe.
Yes, I am.
Where are you calling in from?
I'm today calling in from Michigan,
Oh,
United States.
Michigan. Very cool. Yeah, I've got a couple of clients and followers down there. Do you have a question for Suzanne and I?
If there is anybody you can talk about
Young,
for me, that
young,
would be
someone
great.
young, way too early to pass. I mean, just didn't make it to their 60s, maybe even in their 30s or 20s or something. Is that a very important person to you that you lost?
Yeah, she's my wife.
I'm sorry to hear. Okay, okay. Give me one sec. Now, I'm feeling suddenly very sick and I'm even getting choked up a bit. Was there a cancer or was there something that moved up with her?
It had to do with the lungs. It was um, what they call it, bird's fancier lung disease. So she had paid birds and she got allergic to those,
Oh,
and that's
bless
what
her.
caused it.
Yeah, so that's what's confusing because it felt like immune system shutting down, but I'm coughing, I'm getting chest. She's with you. There's two signs in particular she's been giving you lately. She's trying very much to come in dream visitations for you, but also flickering lights or playing with a screen. Have you noticed anything odd with that?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
She's going to work on this, okay? I think it's new. I think it's now, is this only the last 2 years since we've lost her?
No, it was in 2018.
Okay.
But
Oh,
2018.
yeah, it doesn't feel that long, but it
doesn't.
wasn't.
Yeah, it
Well, it
doesn't.
feels like yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And Suzanne, have you picked up anything that you want to add?
Just earrings. I'm
Earrings.
earrings. I'm going, I don't know if you have, what that could mean. You would know more than me, but she seemed to like them, is what I'm
Yeah,
getting.
she was fond of jewelry and lots of glitter, lots of shiny things.
Have you ever
There's
taken some of her jewelry or something about her and turned it into jewelry before? Maybe take her earrings or an earring and put it into a necklace for yourself?
Oh, I'm wearing her ring as my wedding ring nowadays, so this is
Beautiful.
it.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Yeah, because she's showing me like diamondy stuff. Is there diamonds on there?
It's not, it's a shell from those New Zealand coastal. I don't know what they
Okay.
call those blue shells. That's what it is.
Well, this is shiny. What I'm seeing is shiny, but it's also earrings. Yeah, she was like
Hmm.
she liked that stuff, eh?
Accessories, yeah. Some
Yeah,
people, it's an
accessories
affect for
and
them.
she's and yeah, she's well put together, this lady. Well put together.
Yeah.
I would say they will not say that about me when I die. It will not be a descriptor, but just so you know, it doesn't go for all women. She knew what to do. She knew how to. It's like, oh, you clean up beautifully. I see her just yeah, lovely. And very, very feminine.
Yeah.
Very feminine. And yeah.
And I'm getting something about a couple of kids. But what's interesting is, in addition to two children, I feel like children in the family who are like kids as well, cousins maybe, or goddaughter, something about a daughter energy especially. Did you have two of your own with her?
All six, she has six kids, and then there are grandkids after them. So she must be talking about those probably.
Yeah, and it's interesting because in mixed families, like if you're a stepfather, it will
I'm
register to me.
stepfather. I'm stepfather to all of those six kids.
Right, it will register to me like that, kind of like godchildren's mixed families. But two in particular seem very special, so I don't know if they're two of them you're closer to, or they're helping you out, or if there's two really young ones. But I want to highlight that. What now? The daughter, is there an oldest daughter, but is there a majority of boys, like something like four boys, two girls, or something crazy?
No, all are six daughters.
Six daughters. Okay, so
She herds them like cats.
Yeah.
Go, you go there, you go there, you go there.
Yeah.
that's cute. Oh, good timing too, Suzanne. We got Moo on the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So something about the two. I don't know, two boys. I keep having to say. Unfortunately, because these kinds of readings with mediumship are not ideal on a live stream, but we try. It's just going to
Understand.
be a bit of a mixed signal. But I do want to say, she's trying to get something across. I'm just going to give it a moment to see if I can hear it properly. Like I'm getting a congratulatory feeling around a new milestone with some kind of clinical work, like nursing or helping people at a physical clinical level. Is one of her girls in that field and maybe got a promotion or a new job recently?
I'll have to ask. Recently, my son-in-law mentioned that her oldest daughter, she got a new job, so probably it might be that, but I don't know what that
Yeah,
job
it
might
could
be.
be helping caregiving or something. Are you aware of any themes of the fields that she's in?
Not yet. I haven't gotten in touch with her yet.
Fair enough. Okay, because she's showing up that way for you, and I know that it's particularly difficult because you really have had to start your life over like multiple times. I'd say 3 major times in your life you had to start over without much help, and then you meet your beautiful wife, and you finally feel like you found a partner, and like now it's finally I can go forward building something with a partner, and then to have her ripped away relatively short into your relationship. I don't think you guys were together an extraordinary amount of time. And so then, now it's like, again, having to start over. And is this just going to be my life constantly falling back down the rung of the ladder? And she's reassuring you that it's not going to be this way forever for you. In fact, she's grabbing your hand metaphorically and guiding you. And she's going to put you in touch with the right people and the right partner. But in the meantime, she shows me like connecting with a community that could be through a temple. But I feel, and so there is a spiritual or religious kind of thing, but for support, but also for community, for understanding. And she wants you to be there more. Have you started to do that, or are you interested?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's something like that, and it may seem crazy. I've told the story before, but when I was heartbroken in my 20s, I got a flash of a house, and I went to see what it was. My guide said, stop pining over people who don't want you, go where people who need you exist. And that house was a hospice, and then I volunteered there. And a couple of years after I started helping and volunteering for people, I had a group of kids, 12 to 14, whose parents died, siblings died. My own mother died quite suddenly when I was only 25, and all of those people were then there to help me as a result. And many of those people still talk to me today and have been on my TV show, my old TV show. So sometimes it's the strangest places that you're told to go, and it's a suggestion I would follow. So just to investigate, it's not forever, it's just to investigate that for a reason going forward. And she puts you on the road a lot. Like, I don't know if I'm in a larger vehicle like a truck or a van or something. I'm on the road a lot. And I'm also seeing like, this is interesting, almost like trips, but in the States. And I can't tell if it's vacation or if she's giving me a signal that you're going to be moving. Do you make any sense of that at all?
Well, it might be that she was a truck driver or the road trucker. So if it is from the past memory, that's probably she's showing you. But right now, I don't work outside of my office setting. So I work in IT, and that's my job
He
right
was
now.
the truck driver,
She was
bro.
the truck
That's what
driver.
you're seeing.
Yeah, it could be
You're
that.
seeing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's what you're seeing.
I think it's two things. I had a feeling one part of that message was an affect, so that's her being the truck driver. But of course, because she was a truck driver, she would encourage you to be on the road. You're going to have an opportunity that's going to take you out of state, and it could be a work opportunity most likely. And I feel like she's giving you a signal to follow it when it comes. It could be in a year or two. It doesn't have to be right away. And that's
Okay.
an opportunity that will come. It'll be a warmer place than where you live.
I dream of working in a warmer place. This Michigan is too cold for my taste.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to come true. You're going to do that. This is one of those messages where, and this happens, unfortunately, because it's about the future, you can't verify it now. But when you call back and let me know in the future, this is going to make a lot more sense. And it's proof that she's walking with you and looking out for you. I think of
Yeah.
her almost like she thinks of things from the macro perspective, the big picture. She likes to think 10 steps ahead. And so she gives you that reassurance is what I feel. And she's really trying to help you that way.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
You're
reach
a
out.
bit. You're a bit need a push, eh?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm an introvert person. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I
She's
know
like, come on. Yeah.
she was my friend. She was the always was my connection to the outside world.
Yeah, I can see
Since then
that.
I haven't gone out anywhere. And the one thing that I want to mention to her through you guys, through you, is that I'm not going to partner with anybody because this is forever, and that's why I'm wearing this ring that's from her. And I'm not looking for any new partnership or anything like that. So that's it for me. If she's saying that, I should go out and look for partnering, I'm not doing that ever.
Well, that's
This
She
is
interesting.
just does. You don't have to partner. She said you don't have to do anything. She knows exactly how to tell you what to do. She's like, you just have to be around some people because when you are, it brings out a side of you that's really lovely. You're very good with people for, even though you're an introvert, that's fine. But when you're around people, and it's probably why want to be an introvert, it's just this very giving part of you. You're always listening and, you're kind-hearted that way. So it's good for you to experience that part of you, you know?
Good
You need
point.
to do
Yeah.
it.
And I was
You
just
have
going to
to
say,
go.
in many of my readings for widows, I often see, they're going to guide your hand into the hand of another. But I notice, I didn't say that for you today. In fact, the things that are being suggested before you mentioned that she was the one who would bring you out of your shell was go to the temple, try and find like a spiritual community, be open to moving out of state, get that van ready. All of this stuff feels like things she would tell you, if she were here, because she is here, she's with you. So keep your eye out for those signs, I would say, anyway.
For to go out, you know. You're very good with your own company, but your other people need to experience the beauty of you as well. This is from her perspective, obviously.
Thank you,
You know?
Suzanne. Thanks for saying all that good things.
No, but it's true. Like it's, anyway, I'm not in charge of what comes. It just comes. But yeah, she's definitely your connection to the outside.
Great,
But I
great.
also see you're good with people. When you are around them, you're good with them because you're
Awesome.
you're you're authentic. You're not faking it.
And did I pronounce your name? Is it Monaj?
It is Manoj. I kind
Manoj.
of swapped those lettering because her name is Anna, and they kind of in the middle of my, first and last character. So I kind of swapped those around just for
Oh,
my
I
sake.
see, Monaj. Okay, well, thank you again for your call. And wow, very, very powerful. Yeah, much too young, eh? People who go so early in life, it's crazy. Let's bring on
Still
an.
orchestrating things from the other side.
Yeah, they do. It's like the wizard behind the curtain in Wizard of Oz. It's pulling all the
Hmm.
levers. Samsung. Now we're gonna get a phone call just to see how that works. Now I gotta switch our views up so that we don't. Oh wait, no, we got my friend on the line here. Hi, Dan.
Hi, bro. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to see you finally. I think we've spoken only on the phone once before.
Yes, we did. We had a reading together, and it was life-changing.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I see you've got your gorgeous boy on your shirt and in the posters behind you, and you're doing a lot of good work for him. And I think because I know your story, it would be more appropriate if we let Suzanne tune in and see what she picks up.
Well,
Okay.
really? I feel like I'm coming in halfway through a story.
Well, that would be the plight of the psychic. We're never allowed to know, are we, Suzanne? We always have to be objective.
Did you lose your boy?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, let's see. Bro, you got him before.
You're in for a treat, Suzanne. He's a sweetie pie. Apple of his father's eye.
Apple of his father's eye. Is there like some speckles here?
Um, Maybe slightly, but not
Oh,
really.
just a sprinkle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Um, oh, geez. Apple of your eye, like he's just like you.
Oh, yeah. My
He's
mini
just
me.
like you. He's a total mini me. I see that. Yeah. Uh, gosh. I just get this force to be reckoned with, like he's just very much like doing things. He's doing
Oh, he
things.
is.
He's doing things. What's he
Oh, he
moving?
is.
He's like a mover and a shaker, just doing things. And okay, all right. Oh, he's like, I don't know. You guys are working as in partnership or something.
Absolutely.
Um, he's
He's the
I've,
one.
he's
He's the one who
whispering in
gives me
your
the strength.
ear all the time. He's
Pardon
constantly
me?
whispering. He's constantly whispering in your ear.
I think so. He must be.
Yeah, and like he's like your inspiration, and wow, it's very strange because it's like it. This is going to sound like a terrible thing, but it's like it was meant like this. This arrangement. He's just so there's a larger purpose being served somehow.
You have no idea how on point you are, Suzanne. This is the zinger we're looking for. Keep going.
Um, yeah, just a bigger picture. Okay. I see. Did he play like a road hockey?
He played league hockey.
League hockey. Okay.
Yeah, he
Because
played
I
hockey
see,
all his life.
and it's this like bang bang with the stick, like let's go, let's go. kind
It
of
was his
thing.
love. It was his
Yeah,
love and passion.
yeah. He's very much got this let's go, let's go. It seems like he was playing shortly around his death.
He played
Yeah,
he played the night before he died.
yeah, yeah. Um, okay. He wasn't sick. He was taken in an abrupt manner, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. So this was a huge shock. Oh, poor you. He just wants to tell you he really oh, because you were his big, I know you're great now, but you were great always for him, you know? You always had his back. You always were his cheering section. And so yeah, the big shock, he feels for you. It's like I know it's orchestrated and it's a bigger plan and he's fine and he's like he's fully recovered, kind of, He's fully recovered. But he knows how much it's hard for you. That's the tough bit, you know? Um, it's so weird. I don't usually do like past lives, but you guys have been knowing each other before. You're almost like brothers, even though even though he's your son, you know? Like there's that connection. I mean, it's like this. I know you look out for him and everything, but I feel like you have a more of an you're simpatico, if that makes sense to you. What does he say? Okay. And do you know somebody named Evan? I don't know if it's a
Yes,
friend.
my niece's son.
Okay. He's littler.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's littler. Okay. And is he start yeah. I don't know why he would have known Evan.
Evan also plays hockey.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. Kind of like go Evan go, you know?
I
Not
hope
to
so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just for the love of the game, so to speak. And yeah, he's happy to see that. Eh.
Hmm.
I don't know why he's talking about him stopping. He's not very good at stopping, Evan.
Probably it's his first year.
Oh, okay, because he's
He's
showing
just
that
learning.
he can't do the snow. I forget the sideways stop.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
he's
oh,
just learning to play.
okay. Oh, he's that little, yeah. So he's showing me that. So I guess he's watching him. He's enjoying it, and oh yeah, I think Evan's going to be pretty good.
Probably.
Yeah, it runs in the family. What else? Okay. Uh, he, yeah, I'm not sure. He just wants you to be okay, you know? And he says, doing this kind of work that you're doing somehow on his behalf or whatever the big picture thing is really lit a fire in you, eh? Like it's good
Like
for
never
you.
before in my life.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. This was what it's good for you. Not losing him, but it's good for you somehow. It's like you're focused, you're passionate, you're organized in a way
Okay.
that you weren't before.
Like
And
never in my life.
no, yeah, it's like you're still you, but it's like, better.
Stronger.
Yeah, yeah. Better at doing things that you didn't do before. And you didn't know you had it in you, did you?
No idea.
No idea. Yeah,
Kind of. I was forced into this position, and it was
but
either fight or give up. I chose to fight.
yeah, you've really risen to the occasion. He's like, with that, he's kind of like, there's a pride coming from him. That's why I said it's interesting. He's like, yeah, you know, and what else do you want to say here? Oh yeah. Huh. Oh, speaking of where they are, bro, it's summer where he is now.
Wow.
And that's what he's saying. He's like, "Yep, I'm not playing now." Like, I don't know if how what they do over there, but he's having like this the summer. I don't know. It's like it's time to relax or something. He's just kicking back. It's summer. He's showing me grass, and and yeah. But he's pretty active, even in the grass. I don't know. Did he also play something else in the summertime? Because
He played
he's
baseball for a couple of years.
okay. Because he's doing some little, like I don't know, calisthenics or something. Oh, in the grass there, And yeah, he's strong. He was always strong, anyways. Taken out right in his when he yeah, it's like when he's still really good looking, you know? He says.
He was a handsome boy.
That's what he's telling me. He's like, he's like, yeah, he was taken out when he's like, when I was still really good looking, you know? Okay.
He was the cutest child I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And yeah, and sweet. Surprise.
Oh,
He's full of surprise, is the sense I get from him. He's like, whoop, popping up. Like, it's very funny that way. Happy kid, eh?
always.
Yeah.
I never seen him mad in my life. Never.
No, no, no. He's a happy kid. He says, because he had a good life. This is what he's saying. It's all attitude, but he had a good life, and he's really, um, and he's okay. It's like concentrated goodness. He says sometimes people have to have like little bits of goodness sprinkled throughout their life, but he had concentrated, like it was all he had everything. That you need to know that because sometimes you're like, well, obviously, oh, he missed this or that, but he said he had concentrated form of life.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, a concentrated form. And he's very positive. I can't take it. He's so positive. It's like, okay, for somebody, he's and lots of energy, eh, bro?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I'm
Yeah.
interested, Dan, this might be a good time to enlighten Suzanne and maybe the viewers too. You are working with your son on a project that has a massive scale, doesn't it? So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. My son died 33 days after his first Pfizer vaccine. He was found dead on the floor beside his bed.
Oh,
And
jeez.
they did an autopsy in Toronto, and they couldn't come up with a cause of death. Unascertained is what they told me. So I had to send my son's tissue samples to America to a top pathologist who proved without a doubt that the vaccine killed my son. And now I have the first lawsuit in North America against Pfizer for wrongful death. And we're proceeding with that. And I'm praying for justice. When I did a reading with Brough,
I did see
it,
that it was the vaccine, by the way.
oh, Brough did.
Yeah.
He
I,
guessed
I
that.
just I saw that as well, but I thought for some reason it wasn't important to mention this time for you.
Yeah,
That wasn't.
that's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, you got everything else right anyway. So just like Brough, he guessed it was the vaccine. When I had a reading with him, he said, "Is there a jersey involved?" Yes, my son was a hockey player. He knew about the funeral that I don't want to get into too much detail about, but he knew exactly about Sean's funeral, which is unlike any other funeral. So
Hmm.
that blew my mind. I was always skeptic. I even tried to hide my ID from Bro because I'm on the internet so much. I didn't want him to know the story. So I gave him a fake name and he still came up with everything. And it just blew my mind.
In fact, it's
And I
better that you
appreciate what,
did. It's better that you hid your identity because if I had any pre-knowledge, it could get in the way, so it's better that way. And people, many of my clients will even mute themselves on a phone call so I can't hear them crying or reacting. It helps.
That's, but he's just lovely. I mean, I'm sorry you have to go through all this, but
he
but
was such a
somehow,
beautiful boy. He was so pure and so kind and so gentle. Never said a swear word, never had a drop of alcohol in his life, never had a cigarette, perfectly healthy, takes the shot and dies. And now I'm friends with parents of four other kids, all Sean's age, all under 18, and all of them died, and all of them took Pfizer. And this is my life now since Sean died. It's fighting for justice for him and for other people.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
And I see success. I see increments of
yeah. Oh yeah,
success.
I think so as well.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not an easy road, but I mean,
no.
hey, but
The
it's
government's trying to crush me. They're doing everything they can to make me give up. And I'm not going to give up. I can't save Sean now, but I can save other parents from going through this heartache because it's horrible. It's a nightmare that doesn't end. It's
they're not
for
still
almost
giving the
four.
shots though, are they?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're still recommending them for children.
Oh, geez,
More
that
so for
that's not
children
right.
and newborns. Yeah, it's very, very
Yeah,
bad.
newborns. It's
Yeah.
just insane. In the United States, they're starting to maybe call for stopping it for kids, which is great news, but not in Canada. No, they still want you to go get them.
Hmm.
You know something, Dan and Suzanne? My Facebook page is on strike 3. If I have one more strike, my page gets deleted because I posted information like this from real top-notch doctors, but Facebook labeled it misinformation. By the way, tyrants and psychopaths come up with words like that.
Yeah.
Science does not work that way. Science is about investigation, and almost every scientific discovery is made in contradiction of what was previously thought. So you have to
It's
challenge.
just it's just awful. And
It is.
they weren't recommending it in some European countries for kids. There wasn't enough investigation, and that's what will come out. The due diligence was not done, or at least giving you a choice, right? Like
Yeah.
not I don't mean a choice. Of course, everyone had a choice, and people made the choice that they thought best with the information they were provided.
Yeah.
My my vaccine thing says 96% effective
Yeah.
on it. I just threw it away the other day. I was like, that wasn't true.
No,
That was
it
absolutely not
changed after
true.
that. It went down to 90, then 80,
Yeah,
then 70, then 60. It
yeah,
was all just a big lie.
and it wasn't approved
No,
by the FDA when they were handing them
no,
out. I mean, that's in
it's still
America.
not approved. It's still under emergency authorization, which means it's not safe. Otherwise, they
No,
would have approved it by now.
yeah, and especially for young people.
Yeah.
Um, but again, in the bigger picture of the larger life, this one life we have is a blip. We have many. Like I said, I think you guys were brothers before or something. There's such a connection there. I mean, I know you're his dad, but even more to the point that there's a bigger mission going on, And
It's
this
really
life is like
strange.
that
The very
long.
last time I saw him, I dropped him off at the end of our weekend together, and I was watching him walk down the street back to his mom's house, and I started bawling. And my fiance Angie said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I have a feeling I'm never going to see him again."
Oh my
And it came
gosh.
true. And it
Um,
haunts me to this day that that came true.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not the
because
only
there's
one.
bigger things going on. Time is you're
Yeah,
plugged into the bigger picture at this point now.
yeah.
And that
That's
you don't go back from that.
I just want to say that anyone who wants to get a reading from Bro or you, do it. It's well worth every penny you'll spend. The man is incredible. I'm sorry,
I agree.
I'm just learning about you
No,
tonight, but
I think he's incredible too.
he is. He got everything right.
Yeah,
And
I know.
especially about my son's funeral. I wish I could get into huge details, but I gotta kind of keep it secret for now. But he got it right, and nobody could have known that. And that's what blew my mind. It was an amazing reading that changed my life, and I'll never forget it.
well. Thank
Well,
you
your
very
son's
much.
with you, whispering in your ear, so keep going.
Keep going,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dan. Hey,
The
all my
love
love
is
to you,
what keeps
brother.
it
All my
together.
love to you, and I really appreciate you calling in. This is spectacular. This is what we needed, was to let Suzanne put this make an honest psychic out of her, put her to work.
Yeah,
No
that's what I
problem, my
need.
friend.
Well
Thank
done,
you for
Suzanne.
having me.
No
Nice
problem.
to meet you.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, Sean. Thank you, Sean. He's such a. Didn't I tell you he's such a sweet kid? We're gonna move on to one more call. I think we have time for one more, but we might make it a bit quick. So let's see, Angela, and everyone else waiting. If I don't get to you this session, I'm so sorry, but we'll get to you next time. Let's bring Angela in. Wow, the hour flies by.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Angela.
Hello.
How are you doing? Where are you calling from?
Um, just outside of Barrie.
Beautiful, Barry, lovely. And do you have a question for Suzanne and I tonight?
I just wanted to know if anybody had any messages.
All spirit people tonight, huh? Okay, well, there's I just get mother energy around you. Did you lose your mom, or is that maybe a mother-in-law?
Um, I'm not sure.
Probably
I
grandma.
haven't lost my mom.
It's probably a grandma or an aunt or something. It's just motherly
Grandmother's,
energy.
yeah.
And I felt just visiting lately, coincidentally, maybe because April, like going back a month, was special for you or for her. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm getting birthday cake almost, so that's actually a couple of birthdays around this time of year. Would that be more applicable to your mother's side?
Um, Probably, yeah.
Is there Linda or Lynn or something? L.
Oh, actually, I do have like I guess she was like a foster mother. Her name was Lynn, and I think her birthday was in April,
Okay,
or
there
her
we go.
passing was in April, one or the other. I can't remember now.
Right, right. That's who we're talking about. Okay, so she's just a surprise visitor lately. She's just making her rounds and she's been there for you. Your grandfather, too. There's a few people. And
Yeah.
is there a Henry or an H name that you're aware of?
Mm, possibly. There's so many.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, because she's watching over too. And okay, okay, so Lynn, hold on just a sec. I want to focus in on her. Oh, you know why? Because she's here with the she's come to join the party too. Because Sean and everything, they're all connected. It's all connected, same
Yeah.
kind of family. And she's just oh, they love that kid up there, huh? Your family
Oh, yeah.
loves him, even though Lynn never necessarily got to know him on Earth. I feel like everybody, it's a big family, and you and yeah, you and Dan. I feel like this is kismet. This is meant to be. It's almost like truth, like being warriors for truth, and you're a good
Hmm.
supporter. Did you ever do
Yeah.
teaching or want to do teaching, or was that more your mom figure?
Um, well, I kind of did teaching in various different ways, but not actually teaching
Right,
in
right.
the sense of being a teacher. I've taught a lot of people a lot of different things.
Okay, good. Yeah, because you're no
Yeah.
stranger to hard work too. It's kind of funny. Like you've been everything from like a knowledge keeper and wisdom purveyor, but also like you'd roll up your sleeves, and I feel like you'd even work with machinery at some point. So like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
that. And hold on just a sec. Okay, so someone in your family is going to come up with cancer, and they're going to be okay. They're going to make it through. It's a man, and it's not Dan or anybody, but it's someone in your family, in your bloodline. I feel like, and you're going to be. It's an opportunity to reconnect, is what they make me feel. This is coming up in the
Okay.
next year or so. So you're going to be seeing a side of your family you haven't seen in a while or have been disconnected from as a result or surrounding this illness. And it's a
Okay.
chance. It's an opportunity. And so it's yeah. So remember this. Remember this. It's going to come up to be important. I don't know if it's this June or next June, but I feel like June will be important to that. Suzanne, were you
Okay.
picking up on anything?
No, I got caught up in you listening to you.
Okay, sure, sure. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, that's an interesting thing to you have to keep in your head. You'd be like, do you have cancer? Do you have cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll present itself. You don't have
Okay.
to.
I'll
Yeah,
keep
you don't have
watch
to
for
go
sure.
looking. Yeah, yeah, it'll
Yeah.
present itself. So this year it's going to be, a mixed, light and dark mix, but it's always about connection. It's always about strengthening the
Hmm.
bonds, and that can bring healing too in and of itself at subtle levels. So I'll leave that with you for now. But it's funny you
Okay.
bring up the spirit people around you, but I'm more prone to think like if we were having a private reading, I'd probably talk more about your life and your future than spirit people, to be honest with you, because it just
Yeah.
feels like there's more going on in that way. But I guess because you've heard of what I do and you just saw what Suzanne spectacularly did, you probably
Yeah.
think there has to be a dead person here, but it actually could be about you too. And I think you're going through a journey in the next year of really working on health, and it's almost like your approach will be to what you take in. It's like
Mm.
what you take in through your mouth, what you take in, and what you take in. It's like cleaning up everything, and
Yeah.
being very mindful of where you put your energy and time, because
That
you
makes a
realize,
lot of sense.
yeah, because time is precious and valuable, and is sort of like it's not an fu to certain people in your life, but it's a I wish you the best, but I'm just not going to be the whipping post anymore. Does that make sense to you?
Hmm.
Yeah. In your own family, because you've always been the diplomat, I feel like. And so you go from two extremes where they all ignore you or they call you when they need something. And this is just a dynamic in your life that you're getting rid of. And I'm very happy about that. I feel your guide is telling you good going, keep going, girl, because people who truly need you are going to be presented to you in your path. And you've probably been noticing this for the last few years anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I wonder if I'm just maybe being a little too antisocial because it does go quiet for a while, but I like the quiet.
Yeah, yeah, quiet or
Yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah, yeah, it's the peaceful of the quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
it's gonna get busier when you get healthier. So you're gonna be but busy with the right things. Sorry, Suzanne, what were you saying?
did you lose a friend? I see someone of your age group. I don't, like a peer that died.
Yeah,
Was that a girlfriend? Like somebody that you're just, I feel like you're going, oh, well, there's a hole where that person was. Um, and I also saw, I don't know why, if there was some alcohol impact in your life in a big way. And this is coming from the other side. I don't know if it's the person over there who was involved with alcohol or just how that it's impacted you.
yeah.
Um,
There's a few people over there that in alcohol was a big part of their life that would have impacted mine. Yeah,
yeah, so they're just there, and there's just that acknowledgement about the alcohol, which this is the first time I've actually seen like I doodle, and I've never drawn like a bottle there before. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I guess there's more than one of them, but the idea is it was the alcohol that made the impact, you know?
yeah,
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 the
definitely.
people themselves you didn't have issue with. You know how to separate the two,
Yeah,
and that's it. That oh, look who's right beside you.
yeah,
Anyway, and that's all they're saying. It was the alcohol that caused the problems. There's somebody that's like I feel like there's also a girlfriend on the other side that is you don't have somebody like that just to be like right now in your world that has
yeah,
that position, and it's kind of like, oh, wish I had that. But
yeah.
there's still sometimes you throw a thought like a conversation, to the people that aren't there and you're being heard. It's like, yeah, keep it up.
Good.
They hear you.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you again for your
Thank you.
call. We are going to wrap up because Suzanne and I think we're getting tired. Thank you, Suzanne, for joining me tonight once again.
Well, you're most welcome.
And I know
Very interesting.
tonight's a little different. It was a Tuesday night that we did this, but I think we're going to go back to Monday nights starting next week. I may have a guest. I don't know yet, so we'll see. But yeah, no, that was spectacular work there with Sean, Suzanne.
So interesting. What a lovely kid. Young man. Young man. Young man.
Young man indeed. Thank you all for listening and tuning in, and call next time.
I used to live in a psychic city. I never knew what would happen in a day. I might be looking out the window, and a friend might